Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the round of 8 of the Red Bull Wololo tournament. $10,000 are on the line. This is one of the biggest events that has ever happened in Age of Mythology. In the blue color, representing the god Ra, which everybody calls underpowered. This is I Am Magic. And boy is he magical indeed, you will see. On the other side, hailing from literally every other RTS on the planet, a pro gamer that plays them all, this is Vortex, playing as Zeus. Very nice. I am super interested in what he can do. Having played against him, I know that he's all about that multitasking. He loves raiding. Magic is all about the strategic decision making. Not necessarily being the fastest boy, but certainly being the smartest boy. so that is really where he shines in his overall decision-making process and evaluation of the live situation. That's where he is really superior to pretty much everybody else in the entire world, in Age of Mythology at least. He's also shown his skills in Age of Empires 4, which Vortex has recently quit in favor of Stormgate, but then this comes along. And it's like, oh, Age of Mythology is pretty good, isn't it? And yeah, it is. It is. This is, by the way, going to be a best of 5, and later in the day we'll have best of 7 series. So this should be absolutely awesome. You've got the early temple, of course, from Vortex. He's gonna want that relatively early advance, but there are some pretty limiting timings that you can hit against Ra or Egyptians in particular, because, well, Egyptians get free tower upgrades, so, you know, there is that whole thing. A lot of goats are being found by Vortex. This is actually a huge deal. He's got 14 goats already here on Savannah. That is a pretty damn big deal. Whereas for Magic, we only have the 4. So, you know, he's being greedy with that priest, and I do wonder whether that will ever change. You do have this potential of potentially just making a bunch of obelisks, and actually Ra can empower them, so you can reveal a huge area. I'm not sure what exactly the line of sight boost is with the priest, but I do believe it to be a significant size. I think it's a 60% buff to line of sight. So if he sticks around and empowers that thing, okay, I'm actually gonna swap to his regular view to just take a look at that. We've got Hermes and Bas coming up as well with magic, pre-queuing pickaxe, of course. Egypt just needs to do that. You can't live without pickaxe, you can't live without plow, and any of that stuff. Alright, please empower it. Tap it! Tap it! Yes! He's shown us just a really quick tap. Do you see that range increase? It's not 60%, that's for sure. Maybe it's 35%. I misremembered. Well, I think that's super cool. Yeah, he's not gonna make that one, it's too close to the base, but at least he can see the centaur coming, which he was gonna see anyway, to be honest, but... It's not just the priest, by the way, that can empower obelisks. You can also empower lighthouses. And you can do it with the pharaoh, you can do it with the son of Osiris, who gets an even bigger bonus. I actually tweeted this out to the Age of Mythology account on Twitter. You can cover the entire map if you make a lighthouse in the middle like this and tap it with the Son of Osiris. You can see absolutely the entire map. It's incredible. You do need the upgrades though. yeah, I don't think it's 60% area, it's radius. Anyways, the centaur is giving the Sphinx the business, and the newly buffed hero, well, it's buffed and nerfed, right? Like, it comes out faster, but it's weaker. So it's only taking 5 seconds to train this hero now, which is absolutely awesome. But being weaker, you know, just probably puts a little bit of fairness on the Greek situation here. The pharaoh is gonna blast it a little bit. It's gotten an attack rate increase so that it's only shooting at within 1 second now. So that's really nice to see. And Vortex is doing some pretty good pressure here with the double centaur and the double hero, but this is expensive stuff. Magic's already gathered all the gold he needs for the next age, and now it's just a matter of getting the food for it. Well, it's not a little thing to do, actually. That's quite involved. Pharaoh is going to be empowering the town center and will be quickly picking off the Jason hero. That 50 health nerf definitely is felt. By the way, these guys are playing on a separate balance patch that's exclusive to the Red Bull Wololo tournament. So nobody had really any time to practice for it because it came in the 11th hour. You know, it is what it is, but that's a seriously smart counter raid by the Sphinx. And Vortex was not ready for it. He certainly can't catch the Sphinx with Jason. It's got an entire speed of difference there. That's a pretty big deal. Now, is Vortex also looking for some kind of faster heroic age? He certainly does not have the resources for it. And with Quad Centaur running around, it is going to be another Centaur, right? No, that was Magic actually making Sphinxes. He's making a lot of Sphinxes here. And he might be transitioning into either berries or farms after the goats are gone. And then he can cast a rain. You know, he's raiding with the Sphinxes meanwhile. But by the way, did you guys know that Eclipse has been nerfed in duration as well? So that's a pretty strange change, because Eclipse certainly hasn't been dominant in the game. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the devs can see some stats that we don't see. Yeah, there comes the farm transition, and Magic actually plays these manually, which is really strange because the game now supports a function to auto-place them, but I guess he did place this monument here, and that mining camp is actually blocking his access. So yeah, he's gonna delete some of the farms for some reason. I'm not sure what he's buying with the extra cash. Trying to raid a little bit the Sphinxes, but their tornadoes actually don't do that much damage against villagers. I'm not sure what the deal with that is. They just don't do much damage, and certainly he's not gonna rush with Eclipse use here. You can just run around and be relatively happy with the progress. Okay, the Sphinxes might be in serious trouble here, trying to get away now, but they're gonna get shot down because they didn't change direction. They're not fast enough to dodge the Centaur shot, so one is gonna escape. The other one, however, is in the villager line, and it's gonna spin to win, but it doesn't do all that much damage. It's the regular attacks that are actually killing the villagers. And Sobek is coming up for Magic. He did escape with the other one, by the way, that will go home to heal, supposedly. And yeah, Sobek will grant him a rock, the transport bird, and with that he can fly around and hopefully do something, because I actually, guys, I think that rocks are just terribly weak. So I'm not entirely convinced about this whole idea of going Sobek, but perhaps Magic has a plan, maybe has a plan within a plan. And certainly a good Locust Swarm on already damaged villagers can get a lot done, so we will see. They did recently buff the rock for this Red Bull patch, by the way. It can lift off and land faster, but I mean, it's still not exactly a very quick process of loading and unloading the units to put inside. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. This is a Creo Sphinx now. So it has been upgraded. Sphinxes have 2 upgrades, one of the few myth units that do that. There's another upgrade here for the Hierarcho Sphinx. Pharaoh directly choosing to empower the Migdor Stronghold because that's a stronger empower than just using the monuments. The monuments have this giant aura in which they empower everything else. So this one would empower all the other 2 monuments, the town center drop-off, as well as the mining camp drop-off, as well as everything else that you build. Magic's not using the rock whatsoever, and you know what? Actually, Vortex is not getting any damage done, but we had a Locust Swarm that I missed, and I don't think anything died to it. In fact, Vortex is ahead in villagers, so he's dodged that perfectly. I just wish there had been a sound of the god power use. I'm very sorry that we didn't look at that. Yeah, as for rocks, they used to be really nice and competitive. Like, you used to be able to hot pick up like in StarCraft and stuff like that. You would be able to rock drop catapults and just fly around and do some damage. You would be able to transport your Pitsukas and snipe villagers and just get out of there. But now, it's a really tanky, really fast unit that takes ages to lift and land. Anyways, the rain is now significantly empowering the labor gather rate from the farms. And with Vortex not having farms, he doesn't get to benefit from the rain. It's actually affecting both players, but yeah, Vortex doesn't get anything. He's pre-queuing Apollo for the Heroic Age. Magic trying some raids, but this is just nothing's happening here. I acknowledge the questions that people want to watch the other games as well, but my chat has voted. And I'm gonna do what the chat has voted for. Even if it's just a different perspective on the game that everybody else is covering. If the chat wants a certain thing, they'll get a certain thing. Anyways, we've got the Pitsukas. 4 of them are out already. Magic's really doubling down on this. Let's see if he can secure that next gold mine. Vortex doesn't seem to be able to find this right now. There's a lot of centaurs, however, so we'll see how those two interact. Now, these guys do not have a bonus damage against other myth units, which is really strange. I'm pretty sure they used to in the original. So the fact that they don't have it now is definitely a big nerf to them. Pitsukos, I do think, should have a bonus against myth units. It's a lot of favor that Magic's getting from this empowerment, and he can certainly afford more Pitsukos or even their upgrades as this game progresses further. There's 5 centaurs now from Vortex. He changed his mind about the minor god, by the way. He's getting Dionysus, and he's got the relic that actually makes the age ups cheaper. He's gonna have the Hydra, and if he strikes together with now also adding a bunch of Prodromos to deal with all these camel riders, he could potentially just dislodge magic from this location. Is he going to be using bronze here for this fight? Not waiting for the Hydra even. Bolt is going to be used on one of the Pitsukas. Yeah, they're trying to snipe the centaurs, but they don't do bonus damage against Mythians. As I was saying, the Pharaoh is trying to flank them, but the camels are just going down to the centaur focus fire, and I'm not sure Magic can defend himself here. Bronze is coming in to make matters worse. He was waiting for the Hydra, in fact, and we are gonna see the special arrow volley attacks going down on those villagers, doing a ton of damage. They are having to escape into the Migdo stronghold, and this is the only gold mine that Magic has secured. Oh my god, this is super brutal right now. Nothing can really touch those centaurs, and they have so much armor. Good thing for the Pharaoh that it's doing divine damage. Takes down that Hydra. So the dinosaur is dead, but long live the centaurs, I guess. Divine damage does ignore all armor, by the way. That's why that's such a big deal. So even though you get bronze, it doesn't make a difference because of the divine damage. But Magic now has pretty much nothing except the one building there. That was a cool view. Rock is on the other side of the map looking for some damage. He could recast Locust Swarm randomly and see if Vortex can react in time. Overall, you know, Magic did survive, and he's just casting another rain to get a whole lot of food done. He doesn't even need a lot of villagers on food or on farms. He can just train. But he will need some kind of answer to the centaurs, and probably Mass Priest is gonna be the only way. He will need gold for that. Are these villagers upgraded enough? So currently they do have Shaft Mine. That's a very important upgrade to have in this kind of situation. Yay. So many centaurs. This is just pure abuse, man. The Prodromos are trying to take down the camels, but the camels are a little too big in number. However, the centaurs don't mind. Magic's doing his absolute best to target down the centaurs with the Migdor stronghold, which still has some good firepower even after the nerfs. But now we've got Odysseus joining the fray, and he's got a lot of health. So any Mythians that Magic tries to make is just not going to succeed. Magic will be needing, I think, barracks units for this one. A lot of spearmen would be great. And then shield upgrades and the like. I'm not even sure what he can honestly do. A ton of priests would be needed to deal with the centaurs. That is a fact. Okay, several of the centaurs are now dead. Can actually Vortex keep making them anymore? I'm not so sure he can. Especially with Magic targeting them down even more. Where is that Pharaoh shooting? It was hitting the middle of nowhere. How and why? I'm so confused about that. Uh, what happened there? Anyways, he's blasting with his magical machine gun again. Might be able to get a few more shots in, but even Odysseus is a little bit too fast for him to catch up to it. Pharaoh only having 4 speed. He's not exactly a fast boy, he just tells people to work harder. That's what he's good at. Alright, Vortex has had enough. He's going for the next town center. He's already up 50 to 40 villagers, by the way. Despite all the raids, Magic is just not able to make anything happen. He's getting crenulation so that his buildings get some bonus against Cav, which is going to be pretty important for these Prodromos snipes that he needs extremely badly. Pharaoh is here to help out, and he is picking off 2 more centaurs, so that was very important for him to get done there, but I'm afraid the Pharaoh is getting sniped by Odysseus. Not before he does critical damage to another centaur though, but Magic will need to find a way to snipe it. He does have the Migdol Stronghold able to shoot at that, so he should definitely retarget and do his absolute best to take these down. A little bit of garrison micro can go a long way on these chariots as well, but he just doesn't have many gold miners left, and Vortex is just getting more and more ahead in the economy game overall. The town center in the back is doing a lot of work. The villagers are trying to shank now, but this isn't the city of London. This is Savannah, ladies and gentlemen, and ceasefire? Nah, that's... Bro, that's a misclick. No way. Is he telling Magic to get out? What? Why would he ceasefire that? I am so confused right now. Magic has very, very little resources at the moment. All his wood villagers have come over here, and he's starting to make barracks units. He realizes that spearmen might be the answer. Some counter raids will be happening, and he has enough for a Locust Swarm. If these villagers really pile up on each other, then he could be using that. But I think he's going to be just running away from this. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Trying to go Ra here is extremely ballsy, that's for sure. Dude, Vortex just keeps making centaurs. It's like 17 minutes into the game, he's still making centaurs because that's how good they are. I'm really, really confused about what's going on here. I mean, they do get the automatic upgrade from the age up, so that's a pretty big deal. Is Vortex new? He's new to AOM. He's new to AOM, but he's a pro player from AoE 4. He's really good at Stormgate as well. He used to be a StarCraft and Warcraft pro, so he's been all over. Now AOM is next. Well, Magic's once again trying to go back to pit Sobex. They're upgraded now for range, but I just wish he made priests with that resource. They cost wood, I'm pretty sure. Oh, they cost gold still, okay. I thought they cost wood, but that would be Scorpion Man. Because basically every myth unit costs a different resource in each age. So you got like a nice distribution between the minor gods, what you can go for there. Centaurs are once again being an absolute menace. But this time the Prodromos are met with spearmen, and they're not good against spearmen, let me tell you. The town center from Magic is also a huge addition, and there is a Pharaoh in the back here trying to shoot down the centaurs the best he can. He's shift queued it up as well. Can all this arrow fire from the buildings now save Magic? I think it might be able to. The other centaur is also getting picked off, and there's no more coming. Nice garrison micro from Magic. The arrow fire from the buildings needs to be able to clean this up, but I think the villagers will ultimately have to garrison. I don't know about the kitchen knife fighting, but he does have skin off the rhino, which makes the villagers a little better. They have 69 HP, which is nice. Garrisoning now into the Migdol stronghold, and with the additional units should be able to ultimately defend himself. But Vortex is just flooding across the map. There's this stream of units parading to his location, and well, Magic just doesn't have military, ladies and gentlemen. He's down 80 villagers to 51, and I'm just not sure what he can do from here. Maybe Locust could have been used on the army as well defensively, but it doesn't do that much damage, and it's easily avoided. He's got 92 favor, so it's the only thing that he could realistically do. This is so rough, man. So rough. Maybe he needs to research boiling oil so this Migdol keeps attacking stuff nearby. The Chariots are under threat as well, because these Prodromos actually do bonus damage against them. They're not tagged as cavalry and archers. Okay, he once again holds by the skin of his teeth. My god, this is crazy. The rock is just being used as a Pegasus. Ha! Just granting him some scouting vision. Might actually get away with 4 hit points. That's ridiculous, dude. Scouting vision is the only thing it's providing. And magic is just so far away from anything relevant other than, you know, surviving here in this location. So, I think Vortex's next mission should be to get another town center. He's being really good with his spending, by the way. I mean, look at these guys. They don't hoard any resources whatsoever. Especially Vortex on that big economy. That's very impressive for sure. He's just got such good fundamentals. Absolutely bonkerinos. Absolutely bonkerinos. Bronze Shields is coming in as well for Vortex, which will help him a lot against all these Chariot Archers, as well as the arrow fire from the bases. Even the Pet Sobek do a lot of pierce damage and a little bit of Divine. Even more coming up, and it's time to go Hera. Vortex says he's approaching maximum population with these new units that he's pumping out. And, you know, the rest of it can just go towards Hera, and the big lightning storm might just finish magic off here, to be completely honest with you all. Vortex is in absolutely no rush to take the next engagement. He should know that he's ahead. He's denied magic from mining this whole time. He killed so many villagers while he had a faster second town center himself. He's probably ahead in armory upgrades with the heavy archers. Bronze weapons even. He's gotten bronze weapons. That's nuts. Doesn't need to get bronze armor, or mail rather. And he's maxed out at the moment at 190. Can't actually make more stuff for the moment. That's max houses and 2 TCs, so he would need another TC to get further from here. And this time he's going to benefit from the farming, which should immediately trigger him to start and get some markets up. Another bolt is used. That's very expensive actually. At what, 65 favor I think for the recast. Yeah, it's 70 now, so escalates by 5 every time. But bolt is probably too expensive. Let's be real here. Let's be real here. Yes, the enemy benefits from rain as well. Allies too. But it's a smaller effect for your allies and enemies. So for yourself, it's the best. By the way, one of the imbalances in the current build is probably repair. It's the empower rate on repair and construction is 75% for pharaohs. So if you have the resources to repair a building and you empower it, well, that's probably not going down. So Egypt is extremely good at defending that kind of business. But here it would be only buying time, right? So it only has so much value. Oh, the Toxodis are doing so good. Vortex's micro is absolutely incredible. It's so beautiful. I love it. We need more of players, the caliber of Vortex in this game, because he's just got that extremely finely controlled unit micro, and I go crazy for that stuff personally. We need so much more of that. Look at this absolutely clean Toxodis micro. He just never goes too close. He always pulls back once he's starting to have a disadvantage. He's baiting in the spearmen and picking them off one by one. Absolutely beautiful. The town center may, or rather Migdol may now fall, but it doesn't matter, because whether it stays alive or not, there's Hera coming. And actually, you know what? Magic doesn't have many units left again. So Lightning Storm will just finish him off. I'm not even sure I would cast it at this point. Just wait for the gold miners to show up and get some Helipolis. How is Magic gonna stop Helipolis now, right? It's like he might just resign as soon as he sees Hera. Oh, he's just gonna cast it anyway. He knows that lightning does some damage to buildings, so it's divine damage after all, right? Those Petsobek are toast. The villagers are gonna be toast as well. It has a huge range, by the way. Destroying some random buildings, getting the Migdor stronghold, and now Vortex is going to be able to pump at this. He's got the third town center. 45 town centers are coming up. Champion archers are coming up, but what I would really like to see from Vortex is Bellerophon. That would be actually better to see right now than all these Prodromos that are, in my opinion, unnecessary. Champion cavalry, potentially unnecessary. What you could do is get a lot of fortresses and make Myrmidons, because they deal divine damage. They don't care what the opponent's armor is. They'll just take stuff down. Now the Medusa is out as well. Got a really nice buff for Retold in terms of stats, but probably a little weaker with the special attack, which just doesn't one-shot things anymore. Either way, she's here, and Magic is going to resign this game 1. Vortex takes it. Beautifully done. Even though Magic did get a 30C at the end, I mean, the only category Magic won is most deaths. So, yeah. I think this tells its story. I do think Ra is pathetic. I do think the rock nerf is completely unnecessary. This is just biased casting at this point, but I'm gonna tell my opinion, guys, because this is my personal stream, and I'm not affiliated with any of this. So, that's my thoughts on the topic. I think the rock needs to be good. You need to be able to fly around. You need to be able to harass with it, because otherwise there's just no freaking point in going Sobek. Also, the Petsukos, or Petsobek now, not doing bonus against Myth units is an absolute joke. Just don't try to play Ra right now.